So are you planning, it's probably, unless there is some type of emotional or physical or some other type of abuse or something that's happening with her mom, it's usually when you're on probation, sure, you can make it on your own. You're close to 30. You can make it on your own. You can do it on your own. But sometimes you need family support. And sometimes when you go back home, people may end up telling you, we told you. But then sometimes you just have to suck it up, because at the end of the day, hopefully moms love their daughters, right? And people won't be bringing it up at every turn. I guarantee you a majority of the people have been in horrible relationships, but they thought that person was the love of their life. And it turns out they're not the love of their life, but they threw away everything to move across country.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to see Defendant moved to tears when she learns mother called while in jail. Make sure to like the video, so let's watch it together.
State of Texas versus Waverly Whitlock. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Patrick Wallace.
And are you Miss Whitlock? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and yes, I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Whitlock, did you review application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm sorry, Ms. Whitlock, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Waiving count one, proceeding on count two, Your Honor.
Any objection?
We have no objections.
Did you review the court admonishments document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand in count two, you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent? You're going to need to keep your voice up. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Whitlock, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. There's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to Zachary Tompkins, Tompkins, Watson, Watson, and 729266. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing it, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense in count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
State, any evidence?
Contained in exhibit one and attachments, Your Honor.
We have no objections, Your Honor.
All right, state you may be excused.
Thank you.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports?
Failure to appear in
most-
court. The judge has decided to leave the bond as it is. Mr. Gray's bond is currently at the full amount because he has not followed previous court orders. The judge emphasized that Mr. Gray needs to be present and responsible, as his failure to appear has led to the current situation. As such, the motion for a bond reduction has been denied. The court will ensure that any necessary checks are processed, and the case will continue as scheduled. Plea agreement.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we just hope that you follow the agreement.
All right. How old are you?
29.
All right. Do you have any support system in Bexar County? Any
Yes.
family?
Family?
Yes. Who's your support system?
My ex's family
All right. Where is your family?
in Arizona.
All right. What brought you to San Antonio?
Planning to get married, but that didn't happen.
All right. It's always rough to be following somebody across country, whether you're female or male, because whenever you get to your location, you don't have your family support around you. Is there any reason why you don't want to go back to Arizona?
No, not anymore.
All right. So have you been in contact with your family at all? When's the last time you had contact with them?
Over a year ago.
All right. Why did you break off all contact with them?
A lot of reasons.
All right. Is it have to do with the relationship?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And is that the relationship with Mark Morales? All right.
And others.
Hmm?
And others, and my mom.
I will say, Your Honor, her mother has contacted me while she's in jail. We have her contact number, and she plans on reconnecting with her.
There you go. Sure.
Thank you.
So are you planning, it's probably, unless there is some type of emotional or physical or some other type of abuse or something that's happening with her mom, it's usually when you're on probation, sure, you can make it on your own. You're close to 30. You can make it on your own. You can do it on your own. But sometimes you need family support. And sometimes when you go back home, people may end up telling you, we told you. But then sometimes you just have to suck it up, because at the end of the day, hopefully moms love their daughters, right? And people won't be bringing it up at every turn. I guarantee you a majority of people have been in horrible relationships, but they thought that person was the love of their life. And it turns out they're not the love of their life, but they threw away everything to move across country. And sometimes it's hard to swallow your pride because you so want it to work. And then you had all these people telling you it's not going to work. Don't go. And then you don't want to go back home because maybe you don't want people to be putting in your face, I told you it would never work, you know? And sometimes people would do that. It's wrong for him to do that. But sometimes to be at a better point in your life, in a better place in your life, you just have to suck it up that some people in the family are going to be saying, we told you so. And guess what? People can say, we told you so, but you know what you can tell them? You told me so, and I got out of it. I'm not out of it anymore. So I'm moving on. So do you want to stay in Bexar County or do you want to go back to Arizona?
Let me go back to Arizona to see my family.
All right. So I can order that this be transferred to Arizona, but what county are we talking about?
In Arizona?
Yes. Or do you know the city name?
Tucson?
Tucson, Arizona. All right. We'll figure out what county Tucson, Arizona is. I think if you give probation your parents' address or where you will be staying, they'll be able to figure out what county it's in. There's some beautiful parts to Arizona. I had a chance to go to, I guess it's Monument Valley. And I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. One of my friends in law school was actually is still from there and still lives there. All right. So it's going to be 2 years deferred adjudication. We'll do a transfer